Imagine you are walking down the street in a wealthy neighborhood. Think Greenwich, Connecticut, or Palo Alto. You see someone getting out of a Porsche. They are likely a billionaire or a high nine-figure millionaire. What are they wearing? Chances are they are wearing a plain navy cashmere sweater, generic-looking jeans, and comfortable sneakers that have no visible logo. They look boring. They look like they could be a suburban dad going to Home Depot. Now, imagine you are walking through a shopping mall in a middle-class suburb or scrolling through the Instagram feed of an influencer who rents their lifestyle. You see someone who is trying very hard to look rich. What are they wearing? A belt with a massive gold buckle that screams the designer's name? A t-shirt with the brand plastered across the chest in neon letters? A handbag covered in a monogram print so aggressive it makes your eyes hurt? Why is there such a massive disconnect? Why do the people who actually have the money hide it, while the people who are struggling shout it from the rooftops? This is the paradox of loud luxury versus quiet luxury. It is a game of status signaling where the rules are rigged to keep the poor poor. The luxury industry has convinced millions of people that wearing a billboard makes you an owner, when in reality, if you can read the brand name from 10 feet away, you are not the owner, you are the employee. You are paying them, often thousands of dollars, to advertise their company on your chest. You are a walking, breathing, unpaid marketing campaign for a French conglomerate that laughs all the way to the bank. My name is Bobby, and I spent the last 10 years analyzing the sociology of wealth to understand why we buy things we cannot afford to impress people we do not like. If you are someone who has ever felt the pressure to upgrade your wardrobe just to fit in at work, or if you wonder why billionaire style looks so different from rapper style, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we are going to deconstruct the status game. We are going to look at the signaling theory of economics, the predatory pricing of entry-level luxury items, and why opting out of the logo race is the fastest way to build actual net worth. Here's the thing about logos. They are a tax on insecurity. In evolutionary psychology, we signal status to gain allies and mates. In the tribal days, you signaled status by being the best hunter or having the most feathers. Today, we signal status by purchasing symbols of hunting prowess, money. But there's a divergence. Old money, or true wealth, signals to other wealthy people through subtle cues: the cut of a suit, the quality of the fabric, the specific obscure watch that only other watch nerds know. This is quiet luxury. It is a secret language spoken by those in the club. New money, or aspirational wealth, signals to the masses. They want everyone to know they made it, so they buy the items that are most recognizable. The brands know this. That is why they create entry-level products, the t-shirts, the belts, the hats that are covered in logos. These are the highest margin items. They are cheap to make, cotton and canvas, but they sell for hundreds of dollars because they carry the brand premium. They're selling you a ticket to a club that the actual members don't even visit. Let us look at the math of loud luxury. A luxury brand will sell a logo t-shirt for $500. The cost to manufacture that shirt is maybe $10. The markup is 4,900%. Why? Because the customer isn't buying a shirt, they are buying a shield. They are buying armor against the feeling of being less than. People with lower incomes or lower social status feel the highest pressure to signal because they are the most vulnerable to being judged. They are trying to hack the social hierarchy. But it's a trap. By spending $500 on a shirt, they are destroying the capital they could have used to actually climb the hierarchy. They are trading being rich for looking rich. The $500 invested in the S&P 500 over 30 years becomes $5,000. That t-shirt becomes a rag. The opportunity cost of status signaling is the destruction of generational wealth. This brings us to counter-signaling. This is what billionaires do. When Mark Zuckerberg wears a hoodie, or Bill Gates wears a $10 watch, or Steve Jobs wore his turtlenecks, they are counter-signaling. They are saying, I am so powerful, I don't need to follow your rules. I don't need to impress you with my clothes because my bank account speaks for itself. It's the ultimate flex. It basically says, my status is intrinsic, not extrinsic. When you wear a logo, you are saying, my value comes from this brand. You are outsourcing your worth to Gucci or Louis Vuitton. When you wear no logo, you are saying, the value comes from me. It's a profound shift in psychology. It requires a level of confidence that money cannot buy, but that saving money can build. When you have $100,000 in the bank, you don't care if people think you're broke. You know the truth. The truth is a warm blanket. The validation comes from the balance sheet, not from the glance of a stranger. We also have to talk about the ghetto fabulous phenomenon and the targeting of minority communities. This is uncomfortable, but it's real. Luxury brands aggressively market loud products to communities that have historically been marginalized. It's predatory. They sell the dream of inclusion through consumption. If you buy this belt, you have made it. You are one of us. But it's a lie. The belt doesn't give you equity. It doesn't give you power. It just gives you a receipt. The brands exploit the desire for dignity by selling it back to people at a 5,000% markup. It's extraction capitalism wrapped in a fashion show. It keeps communities poor by siphoning their disposable income into depreciating assets instead of appreciating ones like real estate or stocks. Let us dig deeper into the brand dilution cycle. Luxury brands have a problem. They need to grow. To grow, they need to sell more stuff. But if they sell too much stuff, they lose their exclusivity. So they create a two-tiered system. They have the haute couture line, the stuff on the runway costing $20,000 a dress, which almost nobody buys. This is the marketing. It creates the aura. Then they have the diffusion line, the sunglasses, the perfumes, the logo tees. This is the cash cow. This is what the middle class buys. The rich person buys the $20,000 dress or gets it for free. The aspirational person buys the $500 t-shirt to feel connected to the dress. The brand uses the rich to bait to catch the poor. You are not buying the lifestyle. You are funding the marketing budget that convinces you to buy the lifestyle. There's also the hedonic treadmill of fashion. Logos go in and out of style incredibly fast. A specific brand might be hot this year and cringe next year. If your wardrobe is built on logos, you have to constantly update it to stay relevant. You are on a hamster wheel. Quiet luxury, a well-fitted wool coat, a leather boot, lasts for 10 years. You buy it once, the status game forces you to re-buy your status every season. It's a subscription model for your ego. So how do we exit the game? How do we stop being walking billboards? The first step is to adopt the 10-foot rule.